we are back for another day in the realm of crypto, and the confusion goes on. The MACD suggests I'm going to cross back higher, which is bullish. RSI actually shows you I'm still inside this pattern. I did not break to the downside or to the upside. But the price actually shows you a signal that I broke to the downside, but now it is retesting. So there is a huge possibility it can break back in, which will signal that, okay, this can be a fake out, meaning bulls came out stronger than the bears. Now you go look at the Bitcoin and it is like, no. On a 3-day chart, on a medium term, I'm a little bit more bullish. Look at the MACD, I'm trying to cross to the upside. Look at the RSI, it's bouncing from that support, shows you have upside. So the price has upside, RSI show you upside, and the MACD suggests I'm crossing to the upside. All of them are bullish. So the issue is, yes, you still see this pattern on the short term. So what we want to see here is this one breaking back and erasing this pattern, meaning breaking to the upside where it invalidates or clearly reject any bearish narrative. We did see this. We broke lower. However, bulls are finding it more attractive to buy each time when the price drops. But the conflicting information is for Xrp right now. This is Xrp on a 12-hour chart. The price shows you I'm going up. I have a little bit more upside. The RSI suggests you, no, I'm slowing down. I'm breaking to the downside. MACD is still confusing. It still is neutral, but in the positive territory, which is okay. Now that's a 12-hour chart, right? Then you want to zoom out. So you step back out and you're like, okay, that does not look great. You are not clearly close to the support. You are near the resistance, which is like, okay, there is a possibility of rejection. Then the price, if you zoom in, you can see it's 21-day moving average, which is resisting us right now, which usually is not that great sign. So you may have a little bit of correction before you bounce back. That's what the weekly suggests. So now you got a mix of information in the market, which suggests, okay, bears are there, but bulls are getting stronger. Bitcoin suggests, okay, at least in a medium term, I'm going bullish. So the question of, okay, what happens to the bears inside Bitcoin? That's what some of us are interested to know. And that is where we come on to a 4-hour chart and look at this and say like, yes, we are still inside this pattern. We have not yet invalidated this one, but the only bullish narrative which you can take out from this is that the RSI actually showed you a bullish continuation pattern broke to the upside. Now, if you are still critical, what you usually will be doing is to try and see how strong the bears are, right? You actually go in and you actually get this as a channel and say, okay, this still has some room to the upside and it can push the price towards the overbought territory. So on a short term, if you are reaching the overbought territory, now you slowly zoom out and ask, can I do the same on a longer time horizon? So you go daily, you go weekly, and you're like, okay, I'm trending higher one way or the other, which does show you that eventually you end up saying, okay, bulls are getting stronger, but there is still play happening inside this. This is a bull flag, you're breaking higher, that's all good, great. But here is your resistance. What we want to see is, can the market break this one? Can this be just a retest and then a rejection? Or can this be a retest and a break back into this trend? If you go back into the market, if you look at the dollar, we talked about this all this duration. We talked about the possibility of it dropping. Now you see what's happening. It's all there in the videos, right? Now we see it's trending lower. The momentum is increasing to the downside. It's good. It's great. So how can all of this factor in towards the crypto market? That's what we are going to discuss here now. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Now guys, being frank, if you're looking at the entire market for altcoins, Right now, from yesterday's video, you would recognize that the market is suggesting you to the downside, you don't get too much participants. Whereas you do see a lot increasing. People are getting more interested in the upside. So the level at which we observe this, it's like, okay, you can literally see the market moving higher. So this is your high, then this one. So you just touch both of them, and right now the market is like, I'm not critical, I'm at a support, I'm trying to bounce, I can move up to this range. So if you actually put a number to it, that will look like something like 17%, 16.77 to be precise, but that's the average market fluctuation which we are going to look at. Now, this can be a noise for the further analysis, so we'll remove that and look at this. If this breaks to the upside, that's a bullish positive news. But if it does not, then the question becomes like, okay, this was the resistance. We hit that, we came back. But one thing which all of us need to be clear on is, yes, this is happening in the market, but at the same time, the market is showing you one signal. What is it? So for example, you actually go up, you trend higher, In this one, we get to see, okay, this resistance is being supported here. The trend is to the upside. When we look for a reversal, say for example, the price is trending to the downside, and at one point, it come back, test this one and go a little bit above, but eventually get rejected, and the momentum to the downside reduces. And then next time when it drop back, it comes to this level of support and then start to gain more momentum and slowly bounce. Now this will literally show you one thing. By this time, new buyers or bulls in the market understand that this is a good area to buy for this asset at this price. Now this is the general crypto market, which does mean that a lot of assets by this time in crypto, the altcoins, are undervalued, or at least the market participants believe it is undervalued. And that's the signal that they are buying in. And if you are a technical guy, you'll also try to see the pattern evolving in this, which gives you a narrative of, okay, there is a possibility of a rounded bottom, which usually shows you that bulls are positioning themselves, which can be the narrative here. And now, you want to actually put in indicators to see like, okay, in this case, does the indicators, as they say, show me something similar, right? Now, it does actually show you that we had a trend line, we broke that one, then we went up. This is like the textbook patterns where you are looking for a trend and you are learning from it. It's like you go up, you come back down, you put in a new high, you put in a new low. All the structures are clear. How can you identify them? This is your first low. You go up, then you come back down, you put a new low, then you go back up and you put another low, which is all higher. It's like a step, it's like a ladder. The fluctuation is there, the volatility, the noise, everything is there. You are trying to differentiate noise from the new levels which the market put in. Imagine a monkey is jumping and the rope is tied to its tail. Each time the monkey jumps up, it pulls the bottom to the upside. So it lands at a higher level. That's what's happening here. And if the RSI indicates you that the strength is increasing, buyers are increasingly confident for this market, going negative at this point will be hard. Now, this is a daily chart. If you go on a 4-hour chart like we did on last time, we can still possibly see that, okay, there are some sellers in the market and there will always be sellers in the market. But what we want to make sure is that those sellers are being invalidated. Right now, as we talk, starting of this video, we were here. Right now, you see, we are trying to break back into this pattern, saying, okay, bulls are becoming stronger than the bears in the market. But does that actually mean bears are dead? No, it does not mean that. Now what we want to actually see is this level being tested and the price breaking through that to the upside. This is a rising wedge which breaks to the downside 65% of the time. So if it's going up, that's the other side. Great. 35%, where the bulls are erasing the odds because the dollar is breaking to the downside like crazy, because you see commodities, safe havens like gold, silver, all of them going nuts, right? They are slowly going back up. If you observe this, this is silver. You put in a new low. You had this low. This is a lower low. Now you continue down. You put in another low. Then you put in another one, but the momentum to the downside decreases. Look at this. From here, if you are a normal common human being, you're like, okay, this was a long way to the downside. Again, this was another big one, but this one is not that big compared to these bottoms you're putting in, right? So something is starting to change. So you are focusing on the market. Then the market suggests, no, I'm putting in a new low, which is a higher low, which suggests, okay, something is happening. Now, technically, we call it inverse head and shoulder. Fine. But this is what's happening in the market. Great. Now, from there, it start to put in new low, which is higher low. It's trending to the upside. It break through all this. Now, remove all these recent ones and just focus on what the price is doing. If you just connect through these supports, the bottoms, now you will observe that the market itself is showing you a rounded bottom pattern, which is accelerating with a bullish wedge here. Now, it shouldn't be a rectangle, it's a wedge. So just highlighting, you go up, you make a bullish wedge, which is a continuation pattern, and then you break to the upside. Signals are there in the market. So this is silver, which is moving higher. So right now, your first target is going to be somewhere close to $26, say 25.9 to be precise. But silver market, if you are in physical silver, the premium is so high, you cannot actually sell that physically. So you are literally holding for a new high because the all-time high was close to $50. And right now, this local top is going to be 25. You are literally looking for at least $75 to $100 per silver. Now, there are people who even argue it's going to go to $200. Let's see what's going to play out. But in crypto, when we are there observing this on the other side, what do you understand? The market actually suggests to you it made a new low. It did kick out a lot of new guys who were leveraged, trailing stop loss, all those hit hard and kicked out from the market. And right now you're trying to move back up. So you have this pattern where it's a continuation pattern, right? You go up, this is your correction, and then you break higher, you go up. Now, how long can that happen? This is where it's really interesting. Understand this, the market actually killed a lot of people waiting in patience for 200 days. It dropped to the downside, kicked their patience, and from there, if you look at this, 133 days, it went up, it hit a new top. Then what happened? The market decides to test your patience again. So you see this 200 days consolidation, a huge drop, then go up 130 days, go sideways 860 days. So if your patience is not ultimate, you cannot remain liquid in the market. That's a hard time to see. Now, historically, that's been the case. And if this is silver doing something like this, what do you expect in crypto? That's going to be something so much and similar because the correlation does show this. Now, why can that be? A lot of people right now consider crypto as a huge, heavy speculative instruments. Agreed. Youngsters tend to do that. But we also see mature individuals who are responsible with their money entering 3%, 5%, 10% in crypto in long-term horizon, not short-term trading. They're getting positioned, accumulating assets which they're really interested in. And they are looking for next 3 to 5 years. This changes the narrative of crypto as an investment class. Even when you actually see CFA talking about crypto as an alternative investment, that's something changing, right? And as a student in the market, you're like, okay, things are changing. I'm here, I'm positioned well enough. And you just zoom out and you see just one thing. If you're on the log scale, where you are just trying to get in the ROIs, all this time, you're like, this is a macro trend I'm observing. I'm going up, 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 up. And the altcoin market actually shows you if you have patience, not just the normal patience, Like if you really want to become the next top 10% of the world, now there is something which you have to do. What is it? Right? That's the biggest question. It is the ultimate patience, because if the 90% of the people cannot have that level of patience to make more money than them, you need way higher patience than them, because the market works in a way that if you become impatient and sell, you see that asset going up. So those who held on to that asset made money. Those who exited lost it. So what's happening? Those who lose money, done. But that money is being transferred to the other side, where who have a lot of patience attracted. So one thing, it's hard to stay liquid in the market. You may have to work 10, 15, 20 hours a day to still remain liquid and to be invested. Not a lot of people can do that because they're hungry for entertainment. And if you're not in that category, you're going to be one of the richest individuals. One of the reasons is before you only needed $100,000 to be in the top 10%. Right now it's much lower. Majority of middle class got kicked down to poor. That's really sad because the school system is so, it does not teach you about money. And people are getting crazy here without understanding what's happening. This is something you need to teach you, yourself, your family, your kids, and build a legacy. One of the main reasons for that is this is going to be a historical time. Either you literally do a 40x your money, if you have that patience when we get back up here, or at least in the midway, you take that money out and say, something just happened. The market just blew off. Institutions, governments, big money just came in. The repository of value decided to jump in. Something happened. Banks are entering this space. We see this, right? Not everyone see this. That's the biggest part. If you are in crypto right now, you are the 1% of people who are in crypto. But a lot of them are here just for $100. And for some of them, considering the purchasing power parity, that $100 itself is a big amount. But if you are here, you've been accumulating from last 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Now that's a significant amount of your capital in there. And even a 20x here mean your life is changed. You created wealth to distribute it to different levels of investments, entrepreneurial spirit, whatever you have, and to be peaceful for the rest of your life. But not like, I'm not going to work, just spend my money. That does not work. Governments on the other side are working on inflation on a really great way. Even if you save up 10 million, in 10 years, it's done because they are working on it to eat that money out. They have an equation set out. Your savings is a leakage in the system, so they are going to bring it back. So you need to be positioned in a way that you make money, you preserve it, and you grow it. Great. So guys, if you are receiving value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button. And if you have 3 to 5 more minutes, please do visit this channel of mine. This is my second channel. And I really hope you guys can take 5 minutes and watch one of these videos and inform how you felt. So that's it for today, guys. I'll meet you on the next video. Bye-bye.